Welcome to the episode of Sports Line with JLE. We'll discuss sports like family. That's theme song, Man Talk from my first album, JLE Experience. On music copyright. Don't mean nothing Facebook. A lot of big games in the college football playoff. And two of them lost. That's the SEC. My co-host, who's retired, she might probably head in here and there, Marte. No, she hit me up last night, and I forgot that Georgia was in it. Because, the pain and the text. I'm like, oh, my condolences. Mom called, she's from Alabama. And, for a while, I forgot about my disdain for them because everybody's somewhat getting a fair shot now. I mean, to me, they need to just say the top 25, y'all all play each other. That way, everybody got a shot for the title. Maybe at some point they work to that, but doing 12 teams, it look like it's working. But here's all the scores. This had me laughing. Indiana number 1 beat Alabama number 9, 38-3. Number 6 Ole Miss beat number 3 Georgia 39-34. Last minute play shocked them. Number 5 Oregon beat Texas Tech number 4 23-0. Now that one just really got to start discussing who should be in here because they didn't get a point. And then Miami with the U coming back beat the defending champ Ohio State number 2, Miami number 10, 24-14. And if y'all been watching Michael Irvin, his antics on the sidelines with that, he put the jersey of the opponent on some wood or something and take the belt out, say belt the asses. Dude took it off. This dude got his six-pack out. He can suit up and get back to playing. So if you're a U fan, you love him beating everybody they play. But they balling. Gotta give it to them. So now we're left with number 5 Oregon takes on number 1 Indiana, and number 6 Ole Miss takes on number 10 Miami, the U. I can't remember what I said last week. I know I said Indiana would make the championship. I thought I said Georgia, Miami, so I'm saying Miami. But he could switch, but I got Miami and Indiana for the title. See what happened. Now we got 2 big games coming up this weekend for the NFC and the AFC to decide the last division winners and playoff spot for the 4th seeds. AFC, you got Steelers versus Ravens. And NFC, you got the Panthers versus the Buccaneers. Now, Buccaneers, people are saying, oh, they looking sweet. They're going to do something. And I don't know if people figure out Baker Mayfield. They just seem to just go down. I mean, it's like they just giving away the chance win because Panthers really wasn't in it, but because they keep losing, now they got a last game, win and go home. So we'll see what they do. Now, an interesting one was the Steelers and Ravens because it was said that Myles Garrett had the chance to break the sack record. He still could probably do it this coming weekend, but the Steelers didn't want him to break it on them, and it seemed like they more was focused on him instead of just trying to win the game, which is who cares if you get the sack record? Y'all win the game, y'all in the playoffs. And because y'all did that, you opened the door to the Ravens, who quarterback was hurt from back injury, and people been questioning if he's hurt. They put the backup in. And while I watched that game last weekend, I must say, if you want to get rid of Lamar Jackson from the Ravens, that's a good deal. It looked like Ravens football. Derrick Henry was doing what he was brought there to do. 36 carries, 4 touchdowns, 216 yards. The defense played like Ravens defense. Quarterback, he did the play action, got some yards when needed, got down. So it really got me thinking when you have Lamar out here, he's an MVP 2 times over. He's a Michael Vick 2.0 type player, but do they focus too much on him with the offense instead of you need to get the ball to Derrick Henry and stop running? Because it don't look like Ravens football when he's out there. And y'all, you've been there a few years. He's always hurt. He don't finish seasons. He's not playing in OTAs. And by him being an MVP, that would help their defense be on the Super Bowl level, competing against him in training camp. But when I watched that game and Packers was trying to win with their backup because Jordan Love had a concussion, I'm like, this is what I'm used to looking at the Ravens look like. So if it's been talks about, well, he ain't re-signed, what should they do? That tape is if I'm the owner, I gotta say, well, hell, we've been one-dimensional with him and not getting nothing out of it. We had a backup out here, and we saw Ravens football. We ran the ball. The offensive line was doing the run protection. The defense was smashing them with the 4-man front. Wasn't no having to blitz or nothing. They were looking like the Ravens. I ain't seen like that all season, except game 1. Then they lost to Buffalo in the fourth quarter. So I think that's going to bring more conversation. I do know on ESPN, Swagoo was saying he ain't going to take no Lamar Jackson slander, and I get that because Lamar is a hell of a talent. But Ravens football is running the ball, defense. They look one-dimensional, just trying to run the pass, the offense, whatever you call that, with him out there, and you ain't doing nothing. And that one game looked like, oh, if they keep running with that, hell, they might win a game or two in the playoffs the way they look. It's wide open. Kansas City ain't there. The boogeyman gone. The what's, as wrestlers say, what's best for business person they pick ain't there. The new Tom Brady and the Patriots. Ain't gonna be no cheating. There's no favorite. Everybody got a shot. I would keep him out there if Lamar got back healthy. Like, we look better with Derrick Henry was running that thing. I've been watching all season, and when Marte was here, are you hating on Lamar? But why you got 5 to 10 carries? You got Derrick Henry out here, who's in the top 5 for rushing yards ever. And I just learned they call him King Henry. I didn't know that was a nickname for him. He still pushes people out the way. If you just be a quarterback and let that man get the ball, you ain't gonna be getting hurt. You ain't put on that stress on your body. You got 2 MVPs to go get a championship now, because that's what they look at him like. Okay, you sweet, but come playoffs, you play like trash. Make it easy for yourself. That's what I would do. I ain't playing, so I'm pretty sure like what you know, but footage don't lie. With that backup, they look like Ravens football. If I saw it, I know people in the organization had to see it and be like, we're going to pay this dude another 100 plus 20 million, and he don't play a full season. He ain't playing like the greatest quarterback ever, Joe Montana, the Dark Knight in the playoffs. Or we do Raven style and see what we got. And now I'm like, well, do you fire the coach? Because that was a talking point. Maybe John Harbaugh ain't the voice they need to hear no more. But what I saw looked like Ravens football. So that's going to be interesting to see what they do. Now, other news, you had New England Patriots receiver. And it's interesting, Stephon Diggs. He faces felony charges of strangulation and misdemeanor charge of assault from incident December 2nd with his female private chef, who alleges he owed her money for services. And that's what led to him allegedly committing these charges. You are innocent until proven guilty. But why is that coming out right now? Why would you even allow that to come out? You dating Cardi B now, I believe. Got a kid with her on the way. I hope he got cameras in the house, because that shut all that down if he's innocent. Roll back the footage. Because in New England, and I heard this earlier on someone's podcast, and I felt besmirched. But New England is a above board organization. They're no nonsense. Look what they did with Hernandez, this and that. Like, that's true in that incident, but they are the New England felons for a reason. People forget Spygate. Roger Goodell destroyed the evidence, because that's how bad they were watching their signs through their walkthrough. That's why everybody played the first 3 titles was screaming. They knew our stuff when we played them in the second half. How would they know what we call Wow Wow Woo to be a run game if they didn't already know? We just came up with that. How would they know that? And Tom ain't innocent, because His own coach said, hey, Deflategate, that's that man. Talk to him. I ain't deflating footballs. Which it amazes me that people overlook these things about the New England Patriots. Because, hey, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. I get it. My Detroit Pussycats need to get on that level a little bit, maybe. But cheating is still cheating. But they was best for business, face of the league, got a pass. And this was a story on ESPN where they said it on screen. He destroyed the evidence. That's how egregious their cheating was. I ain't making this up. Call me a hater, don't care. These are the facts. So now this guy is bringing unwanted attention because they in the playoffs. Teammates can answer questions about what he's doing. That's not related to football. Whether he's guilty or not, I'm pretty sure they're going to give him a fine or something because they want you to be talking about football. We don't need to talk about what's going on outside of football. That no distractions. I do give the Patriots credit to do your job. That's why when we had a lot of injuries with the Lions, everybody want to start saying, well, Jeff, they're hurt. Like, well, how was the Patriots the only team to sign 53 people, and no matter who got hurt, they still kept the car moving? We just giving people paychecks that can't do nothing? You're supposed to hold the line. Do your job. You're in the same rooms with other people for the offense, defense, special teams. So if the starter go down, why you can't plug the hole? Then that brings me to Coach Dan Campbell. I guess they have they meetings before the game. They talking about how the season been going. And he gave the example that, you got to change the diaper this low as we've been and turn it around. My question is, because I'm just a little silly Lions fan, how in the blue hell you didn't realize how bad your team sucked all damn season? I've been saying for a month on this show, you're not in the playoffs. Where's the sense of urgency? I never heard none of that. All I heard was all the inspirational stuff and after a win, well, we just do it our way. Where's that? We need to be better on defense. We're giving up too many points in the first half. Jared Goff, you're a good quarterback, but your 6-foot ass need to go to the end zone if you near it. Take that hit. We need the points. I want to hear that from the coach. I don't want to hear no diaper analogy now. Season over. Who cares about this weekend game against the Bears? But you're going to beat them so they don't get the number 2 seed? They're still in the playoffs. They won the division. Maybe you should have paid this dude more money because right now we look like trash without him. You knew they were leaving, and you didn't get no one. You couldn't find no one that was going to be credible where you wouldn't say, give me the clipboard. You don't know what you're doing. That is a dereliction of duty, sir. Just saying. I know we love him because we was on 16. He was on that team. He turned it around. But y'all told me Super Bowl or bust. And I got some bootleg water and bootleg snacks for y'all effort. That's a damn shame because it is wide open. I don't expect the Eagles to go far. They suspect, and they defended champs. People going to get better next season. Y'all allow the Patriots and Broncos to resurrect from the dead. It ain't going to get easier next year. Teams might be better. This was a wide open year. Kansas City might retool. So what? We had the hardest schedule. So what? You want to be the champ? Slap everybody, go get your title. They got to bow down and respect you. So I hope all this, we bite your ankles, fight you to the death. I hope we get back to that because that's what Chicago looked like. And granted, they got a little candy butt schedule. But hey, you still got to play the games. And what we were with Ben Johnson, that's what Chicago looked like, and that's terrible. And I still blame it on when we lost to Washington, they took our punk card, and everybody been punking us all season. Y'all ain't tough. Y'all ain't bad. Y'all just a nice finesse team. I would like to see a few 15-yard penalties next season. Slap somebody. Get your respect back. They should be afraid to come to Ford Field. Not have a block party and barbecue. Because, man, we ain't worry about that defense. Get some help for Hutch. You shouldn't have to blitz nobody. Hell, go hire Sue. Coach up the ones we got. Get some meanness in them cats. Do something. Because you told me Super Bowl or bust. And I didn't see a team on the sideline talking to each. I didn't see nobody like, man, we losing and squandering an opportunity right now. What are we doing? I didn't see that passion on the sideline. I just seen, like, okay, whatever. No, we'll get them next week. As the great Paulo Creed said, there is no tomorrow. You ain't guaranteed to be in the Super Bowl next year or in the playoffs. We were number one seed last year. Now we ain't nothing but watching everybody else. And I better not see these sorry-ass pussycats play like it's a Super Bowl against Chicago. Because what was the effort these last 3 to 4 games y'all lost straight? Just lay down and let them win and just end the season. I don't want to see no hard effort. Damn that, because you had that 3-4 games ago when we still could get in the playoffs. So I don't want to hear no, well, you set the tone for next year. Damn that. You didn't play that hard the last 4 games. Don't come out and play Super Bowl Sunday. Prove a point. I want to see that crap. Play football, win or lose, and keep it moving. Don't show me no Super Bowl effort, because y'all didn't do that the last 4 weeks when you could have been in the playoffs. I'm just saying. Go get some help. I would say fire this coordinator, because this dude ran his mouth. We got everything. We don't need none. Your defense was trash. Hell, a team of grandmas probably could have got a touchdown in the first half the way our defense was playing. It's ridiculous. Wasn't stopping the cold. You still win championships with defense. Look at Philly. Look at Kansas City. What are we doing? People averaging 15, 20 points in the first half. Like, really? That's not championship football. And this is on the guys. They ran with the mantra. It's Super Bowl or bust. Not the effort y'all showed all season. Stop being so Hollywood. Get back to football. Now with NBA, Jokic, he's out 4 weeks. We're gonna see, can they step up? Could they're sitting in the top 3 seed right now if the playoffs started for the AFC. Detroit Pistons, they're still doing their thing, number 1 in the Eastern Conference. And then there was the recent game where Atlanta whooped up on Ant-Man and the Wolves, because he's from Atlanta. And they were losing 109-80 with 7 minutes, 52 seconds left. And the coach, I guess, figured, well, we ain't going to do nothing. So, timeout, pull the starters. He got mad. Arguing with the coach, threw a towel and walked off. Left the bench. I know you're going to say he young. You're professional. If you wanted to show out for your family so bad, you should have scored 50 in the first half. Was a fan talking that much trash that, man, you getting whipped by 20. Game over. Now, I've seen people come back in the fourth quarter with them much time left. But your team didn't have it. And a reason to get mad at the coach for saying, well, I don't know if they're working on like they used to. These dudes get hurt so much now. You just say, all right, we ain't got it tonight. Call it. Y'all bring it in. That's fair. I mean, if y'all sucking like that, almost beaten by 20, I get it. What's the problem? And now you bring in more unnecessary attention to yourself. I mean, they say they have people to help them with the fame and all this because you become a star in the NBA. I hope his handlers help him, because that's not a good look. They want to make you one of the faces of the NBA. You got to be able to take them butt whoopings. No matter you was at home. It look like you showing up your coach and you don't want to be there through the bad times. That ain't good for business. But Young, he should be able to turn that around. See how far they go in the playoffs this year. As I'm watching the first half of the Wake Forest and Mississippi game, which seemed to be the most competitive game of all these college playoff games. Wake Forest up 15, a minute 24 left in the second to Mississippi State 9. And that is crazy. That's the most competitive game. Because other games really weren't competitive besides Ole Miss and Georgia. But we're going to see how this play out, who all made the playoffs. Unfortunately, on Black Friday, with coaches get fired, we'll come back and see who's going to wind up playing for the title. Give NFL predictions for next week. Hope you enjoy it. Happy New Year. Been safe. It's been cold in Michigan. But it's January. Expected. So do your thing. We'll be back next week. Till next time, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to the Sports Line with JLE and Marte. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you want to check out my content, go to Amazon.com. Check out my books or my music. Or like, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Middle Ground with JLE. Merchandise coming soon. Share with everybody. See you next time.